You've now joined us outside of the Stella Village Resort, where we're just awaiting for our minibus that will take us along to Port Hersonissos for the NEMO glass bottom boat tour.
Well, there's our bus just there. That was a nice 2-minute journey from the hotel. And now we're going to head over towards the NEMO boat, which is just up here and a turn to the left.
So here we are then, back at Port Hersonissos again. We were here not too long ago, passing through on the land train.
Oh, there it is. NEMO Cruise, the glass bottom boat experience is just in front of us. So let's get booked in and we'll shortly be hopping on our boat.
So we haven't done much of these boating trips in a while. We'd normally do the faster experiences, but this time we're going to slow it down a little bit and enjoy a much more chill experience. For the time being, we're going to sit on the upper deck and it looks like we are now departing. We've got a little guide of where we will be going on our trip today. So we're now going to be heading towards our first stop of St. George's Bay, where we'll be going for a swim and do some snorkeling under the clear waters. Afterwards, we'll be travelling towards Stella Bay on an open sea cruise, which will be the longest part of our onboard trip. At Stella Bay, we'll head to the caves and the nearby beach as we go for some more swimming. And then finally, we'll be ending off our trip back over at Port Hersonissos. We won't be up on the top deck for the whole duration of the journey. We'll head downstairs and we'll stand at the very front of the boat later on. But aren't those views just magnificent to see? The blue seas, the high mountains and the surrounding areas. And look who's got their hands on the steering wheel. It wasn't too long later until we arrived at our first stop of St. George's Bay. Now it's time to go for a swim. Lowen has got his snorkeling set all prepared and he's ready to go. It's fair to say that the water is actually not that freezing cold today. Back up on the boat now, and it looks like Mom and Marlo are the next people to go for a swim in the sea. Marlo's not that used to swimming in the sea, so a noodle is here to help him out.
Boy, man. Hey! Done it at long last.
Back on the boat now, and just before we head to our next destination, we have come across the underwater glasses. If you look down below from the ground floor, you can see underwater the seaweed, the fishes, and a whole lot more. Anyways, we are now leaving St. George's Bay as we're now going to be making our way to our next stop of Stella Bay. This will be the longest travelling part of our journey so far, and certainly will be a bumpy one as we've been going quite quick for the next few moments. So make sure to hold on tight. A little while later, we have now arrived at our second and penultimate stop of our boating trip at Stella Bay. The caves can now be seen from the distance ahead, so let's jump back into that water and go for another swim. And it looks like there's 100 fishes over here, all hungry for some food. Whilst everyone is swimming towards the cave on the right hand side, I decided to swim to the beach in front. This is called the unofficial FKK Naturist Beach, with a couple of surrounding cliffs. And it looks like we can see Alan and Lowen inside of those caves. But it's not too long now until we head back to Port Hersonissos, so let's jump back on the boat and we'll head over there.
You know, I could stay on this boat for hours. It's so warm, nice blue sea, and this is actually the last stop of the journey before we head back to the harbour where we first started. We've just been for a swim to the beach over there. But anyways, it won't be too long now until we head back over to the harbour. Let's go. Enjoying life on the sea.
And it looks like a familiar sighting has just arrived. The jet boats are here. We've done that last year. We're now heading back. And just before that, what does this clip immediately remind you of? I hope we don't hit it. And luckily, we have avoided the... Oh, it's not an iceberg, is it? Just some rocks. Anyways, since we're now leaving Stella Bay, we are now heading back over towards Port Hersonissos, where our NEMO glass bottom boat trip will be coming to an end. It has certainly been a lovely day out, but now it's time to exit the boat as we're now arriving back at Port Hersonissos. Now it's time to alight.
Well, I'll tell you what, I really did enjoy those few hours on the NEMO glass bottom boat. Definitely done a bit of swimming, enjoying the sunshine, touring the island. Great stuff.